Welcome back, everyone, to more from the Sable Eyes. I'm here today with Jordan. How are we doing, Jordan?
I'm doing well, thank you.
There's a whole bunch of gunk on my mat. Heads or tails, man?
Tails, please.
No worries. It's off camera, but it's a heads, so I'll go first. Very believable there. Yes, we're playing a couple of really cool non-GX decks today. Jordan is piloting Beheeyem, and I'm bringing Lost March. So we'll have to wait and see whether this is going to be a fair matchup or not. I feel like, Jordan, if you get yourself set up, you probably just win, but I can probably put on enough pressure early to give you a red-hot crack.
Yeah, I'd say that this deck doesn't like decks that are taking knockouts every single turn without fail. I can probably put myself in a pretty good position if you have a slower start, but we'll have to wait and see what happens here.
Well, I'm throwing it out there. I've had a pretty slow start. It's your turn.
I see. Well, mine's looking a bit better than that, because one of the things about these two decks is they're both playing a pretty heavy Elms engine. So
Yes.
opening with an Elm is pretty good, because I'm going to be able to start getting my birds into play, and as soon as my birds are in play, I feel like the deck's going to start working.
Yeah, well, I can't believe it. I actually hit my one-of copy of Mina before I hit one of the 4 Professor Elms or 4 Pokegear, so it's unfortunate.
Yep, that is certainly the worst supporter you can have in your opening hand.
Well, the good thing is
hey, here we are.
I can power up my my Cottony and attack for no damage, which is exciting.
Yep, I wouldn't recommend that.
No.
Broken Communication on my Florges.
Sure
It's a
thing.
cool new card this deck's playing.
Certainly is.
Not sure if it's worth it or not yet, but for now we're giving it a go, and I think I'm just going to try and get as many Pidgeys into play as possible for the time being.
Fair.
And with that, I think I'm happy to pass.
Alright, well, I'm drawing a card, and thank goodness I've got Professor Elm, so I can actually do something.
So basically this game is as if I was going first.
Yeah, I'm going second, yeah. So I'm going to grab a couple of Hoppips, I think, and I might even grab myself a Skiploom, knowing what my hand looks like. So 2 Hoppips and a Skiploom, and I actually think that is pretty much going to be my turn. I might actually just quickly attach this Grass Energy to that Pokemon there. Actually,
like you're going second, but you got to attach 2 energy.
What I should do is I should attach it to the active on the off chance that you don't take a knockout. It's actually more valuable there. It's your turn.
Yeah, it's not super likely that I take the knockout. We'll see what ends up happening here. I'm going to evolve into Pidgeotto, use ML, look at the top 2. And we'll take ourselves another Pidgeotto, look at the top 2. And then probably going to take an Elm.
That seems
which is
fair.
also pretty good. So yep, I'll go ahead and play Elm. I basically have got most of the Pidgeottos I need right now, so at this point I'm really just after like another Elgium. I can't get Beheeyem, which is the card that I really want to be able to search for, but I think we'll take like double Elgium and then maybe a Pidgeotto if I need to get desperate and use up that Ditto slot.
Yep.
But I've already got the Flabébé in my hand, which is what I usually would have grabbed. So we'll go ahead and bench that.
So yeah,
and
you've
my
really
last
got everything.
space I want to have as the Pokédoll. So I've got like the perfect board that I want here, assuming this Ditto becomes a Beheeyem at some point. And no access to a... what do you call it? No access to a Beheeyem though, so we're just going to pass it there.
No worries. We'll draw for turn. We'll play down Skiploom and then Floral Path to the sky. I'll start my little pile of lost zoned Pokemon over there. You know what's horrible here though, Jordan? I'm not actually going to be able to take a knockout this turn.
Well, that's 40 damage you've got on board right now. You're almost there.
That's all I can realistically do.
Where's your Trumbeak?
I don't have any Trumbeaks. All I have are these 2 custom catches, two great catches that are useless, sitting in my hands.
That's not a good card here.
So I'm just going to play Mina because, you know, it's the only way that I've got to get an energy at the moment. We'll put it on the active and let's 2-hit this Elgym. Here we go.
Alright, so you're putting pressure on me now. I have to find a Beheeyem this turn if I want to survive.
You've got to do something.
Draw for turn. Alright. Well, I have a Roser in my hand, which I was expected to be able to play. So, that's unfortunate. Let's just see what we get off some airmails instead. So airmail once, and then airmail again. Oh, those are both good cards, actually. I think we'll take this one.
I just dropped my cards all over the floor.
Oh no, don't do that.
Sorry.
Alright.
I'll just finish the shuffle.
We'll start off with a Pokemon Communication. We'll put that Pidgeotto I got earlier back into the deck.
Yep.
Find ourselves a Florges. Let me just quickly have a look, see if I've got any triple acceleration energy prize. Nope, all four are in deck, which is good. And yeah, so I'm still not really getting off in this turn, but the important thing here is that I'm set up. And if I can set up before my opponent takes like more than one prize card, then I'm feeling pretty confident in this deck. So Rare Candy into Florges. I still haven't played a supporter card. I can't use Rosa, but we'll see if I can get a relevant one off of this Poke
See if you can get something else.
A few decent cards I could play. I'd be after just like a Cynthia or something here would be pretty good. This is an interesting one. I'll actually take the Blues Tactics. It's a new supporter card that we're trying out. I haven't actually played a proper game with Blue Tactics yet. Usually I'm playing Goose Mahala, which to be fair would have actually been pretty decent here because the only card I'm missing is a triple. But I'm happy to take the Blues here. I can also start setting myself up with an Beheeyem, but I need to ask myself where I'm actually put this Beheeyem, if anywhere, because if I put it in the active, then I'm going to assume it's going to get knocked out, because I don't think I can find access to triple colorless. But I also don't know if it's even worth evolving the Ditto, because I don't think you've got any way of gusting or sniping it, so I'm probably just going to end up holding the Beheeyem for now. Actually, I will play it down just so I can take advantage.
Yeah, get a couple more cards off of Blues Tactics. How many cards have you got in hand at the moment? Just the one?
I got 3 cards. Now, the only thing left for me to do before I pass is activate Florges' ability if I choose to do so. And I think it probably is worth getting back like a Pokey or a Treasure or something if I can find one. So we'll flip, we get a Tails there.
No worries.
And I'll just pass the turn to draw 5 cards.
Sure thing. And that's the real strength of Blue there, is that you can really you could really create some awkward situations for your opponent by like getting all those extra cards. Now all I'm drawing is Fairy Energy here, so I'm in real struggle street. But I have 2 powered attackers, and I'm about to take a knockout. So a knockout, please.
You still take the first prize card of the game, which is pretty nice. Not that I'm really concerned about that, because I've got a whole bunch of Poké Dolls, so I'm eventually going to be forcing you to go through those, hopefully. I'll promote Beheeyem, draw, and I'm pretty well set up now. So I've got the Elgium, I've got the triple acceleration energy, and I've even got access to a Rosa since you knocked me out last turn. So I'm going to play Rosa.
Ooh,
search for
that nice English cool Rosa. That's a nice card.
Yep.
It's a nice looking card. Woo!
Alright, so we're going to grab... what am I holding in my... Probably going to grab an Elgium, and I get a Trainer card. Unfortunately, this deck doesn't play basic energy, so I can't get any basic energy or anything with it. But I think my best bet is probably going to just be taking... I'm thinking a U-turn board's pretty good here. Or maybe even just another doll. I'll just take another doll. It's probably the safest thing I can take. So I'll grab those 2 to hand. I'll use airmail number 1. Airmail number 2. A whole bunch of cool abilities you have to use in this deck.
Yeah.
Turns take a little while. I'll activate Florges' ability now. There's another Tails.
Another Tails. Finally, it's happening.
That's
Jordan's not rolling heads.
Yeah, in our last practice game, I actually rolled 6 heads over the first 6 turns of the game, which was pretty funny.
It was really frustrating.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have liked it if I was you. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and attack with Beheeyem. Mysterious, always 90 damage for knockout.
Bang.
Promote my Poké Doll. And yeah, you've got a couple Pokemon in play now, but we'll have to see how your deck functions without item cards.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
It wasn't functioning even when it had item cards. It wasn't functioning, so...
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, you know, it's like one of those. It's one of those situations where I'm not going to be any better or worse off than I was before. I do have the Rosa though, so I'm going to be able to find myself an energy. So I'll grab a Grass energy off of the Rosa. I'm actually going to grab another Rosa, and what Pokemon am I going to get? I might get myself a Hoppip, which I'll play straight down. So that Rosa's going to go to hand. The energy's going to go on the Jumpluff.
And this is so cool because we can see just by this one Rosa, you can effectively make sure your deck is functioning perfectly, even without item cards. You can just keep Rosaring for the Rosa and the cards you need to attack, and you're just going to be in a fine position to take at least a couple knockouts, but problem is you're not going to be taking prize cards for those knockouts.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to have to Lost March here. There's nothing else that I can do. And yeah, no prize for me. Lily's Clefairy Doll.
We will promote the Elgium, see if I can get myself another attack off here. I've got most of the cards I need except for the Angie, so we'll evolve to Beheeyem. We'll bench Elgium, we'll bench Clefairy Doll. Play Shrine of Punishment just for the sake of thinning my hand out a bit.
Yep.
And then we'll go straight ahead and play Cynthia. So I'll get to see a total of 6 cards plus 4 from my Pidgeotto and Mail. So I get to see 10 cards off of this new hand. It's not strictly necessary for me to find the energy. I'm still in a fine position if I miss it, but it's certainly the card that I'm looking for this turn.
Yeah, the energy would be really strong here. Like, the fact that you can just continue and start setting up your little Clefairy Dolls over and over and over is really, really powerful.
Alright, so we'll go ahead and Airmail number 1, followed by an Airmail number 2. Oh, we got it on the last one.
Unbelievable.
Alright, so now I'll activate my Florges ability. And we get third Tails. Oh,
yes,
my luck has turned from our testing games.
It's happening.
This one I actually cared about, unlike the last two. But because you've had such a poor start, I might still be in a pretty decent position here. How many cards are you holding there, Mitch?
I'm currently holding 5 cards.
And you got enough Lost Marches to kill a Pokédoll, I imagine?
Well,
so,
yes, I do. So there's 4.
I'll attack with Beheeyem, promote a Pokédoll, and I'll actually get to take a prize card. This is exciting.
How frustrating. Alright, well. Let's go into our next situation here. We've got, luckily, another Rosa, so I can get myself... hopefully get myself a Grass Energy. I'm going to try and grab myself another Skiploom as well, if there's a Jumpluff in deck, which there is, so I'll just get myself that sorted now. So I've got another attacker. And, ooh, what else do I need? Probably another Rosa. That seems like the way to go. We'll just keep...
Yeah, I don't see any reason to take anything else. You can't play item cards, so may as well take the best supporter you can.
Yep, keep looping these around. And I'm going to be able to Lost March, but again, no prize. So against any other deck, I'd be feeling pretty fine here, having taken 3 knockouts, but alas.
Well, that's where we get to see the power of this Beheeyem deck in action. I feel like I'm a bit less likely to find the triple this turn, though, because I don't have a supporter or a triple in hand. But I've still got my ML, so I'm not out of hope yet. I'm going to go ahead and Pokemon Communication away this Mew to try and thin the deck out a little bit. I mean, it doesn't technically thin it, but I do need to find my Elgium as quickly as possible. Oh, I would have got it. This top card was a triple.
Oh, no. That's why you never look,
That's
Jordan.
right.
That's why you never look.
I didn't mean to. It was a mistake. Well, I've still got 4 in deck, so even though my deck's pretty thick, still will be able to hopefully at least get a support off of these 2 airmail. So I'll go ahead and start with the first airmail. And easy as that.
Got it
It's
again.
as easy as that. So now that I've got the triple already, I feel confident that I can go ahead and use my Florges ability now. There's a 4th Tails. Uh-oh.
I might actually be able to take a prize.
Yeah, this is looking kind of promising for you. I currently don't have access to the doll, but I've got a support at least off of that second air mouse, the next best thing I could have. So we'll evolve to Beheeyem, attach the triple, we'll chuck a U-turn board down here onto Pidgeotto, and I think we'll go ahead and play the Cynthia.
Sure thing.
I've already used both of my air mails and my Wondrous Gift, so no more abilities to activate. I just got to draw 6 cards and see if one of my last 2 Pokédolls is available.
Yes, and if it is, then I'll be very, very excited, because I might actually be able to remove a Pidgeotto here if you do miss it, but you're probably going to hit it, so I'm not...
I've missed a Pokédoll, so
He's missed the Pokédoll, I'm going to take a prize.
But it's going to be this Mimikyu.
That's fine.
I'm not letting you take a Pidgeotto.
That's fine.
It's too important to me. So I'll go ahead and attack for the knockout, promoting this Mimikyu.
No
and
worries.
I'll take my 3rd prize card. So you're going to have to hope that I miss at some point, otherwise eventually I'm just going to keep attacking and eventually win.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm in a bit of strife. I've got the Rosa, though, so we can play that down. The issue here is that I'm not going to be able to search for another Rosa. I'm going to have to get something else. I've got the grass energy here. What else am I going to want? I might actually grab Professor Elm, because I'm going to need some more attackers. And I think I might also need to grab Hoppip, so I can play that one down right now. Because that will at least allow me to get another Jumpluff, presuming that there is one in deck, which I should probably check right now.
Yeah, you're looking through your deck right now, so you should know the answers to that.
I'll at least check it. Okay, so we've got all of this stuff sorted. We can attach to the Jumpluff. I can play the Trumbeak, so let's have a look at that top card of your deck there, Jordan. See what you're drawing next turn.
Alright, so here you go. I'm not actually allowed to see it, so I'll just hold it to
no worries.
the
You can put that one back.
Put in the back. No problem.
And then we'll Lost March for Knockout.
Prize card for you, Mitch. Enjoy. Alright, so here we go. It was a mysterious treasure. Good to know. That's a pretty cool card to top deck, actually.
Yep, that's probably something that you need.
To Beheeyem, attach the triple acceleration energy. Before I discard this Brock, I just want to make sure there's nothing too important in my discard pile. It doesn't seem like there is. So I'll go ahead and mysterious treasure away the Brock for another Elgium. And once again, I'm going to be playing a Cynthia, and we'll see if I have access to a Pokédoll. But this time, if I flip heads on floor just finally, I'll be able to guarantee it thanks to Airmail. So
yeah, exactly.
Go ahead and play the Cynthia right away.
Well, I think the fact that you set up your game plan much earlier than I managed to means that even if you do miss this turn, I'm still unlikely to get there, because no matter what happens, I need to keep chaining attackers because you're going to take a knockout every turn, and I don't think that realistically I'm going to be able to get myself into a winning position.
Well, let's imagine that you actually had a normal game. I was floundering around a bit. You'd be on 2 prizes now instead of 4. And if that was true, then
it might be a little bit closer, yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like a super close game right now. So I'll go ahead and use Airmail number 1. And then Florges' ability. Let's see if we finally get one. Oh, we get one!
There it is. So I reckon that's the game over. I don't think that I can deal with being 2 prizes.
To pretty much seal it. I'll go ahead and Airmail number 2. And, oh, look at this. I got myself a Pokédoll. How convenient is that?
Unbelievable. I don't believe it, Jordan.
Alright, and then I'll just take another knockout with Beheeyem and go into the Pokédoll. It's actually really weird playing this matchup because I'm usually not taking one-hit KOs with Beheeyem, but I am in this matchup, which is really
exactly.
Awkward.
It's kind of
I'm not
weird.
Complaining.
It's a weird situation to be in. We'll play Professor Realm. I don't have the Jumpluff though, so I'm kind of relying on top decking an energy or something. I'm able to grab the Skiploom, I'll grab a Natu, and I think that's all the Pokemon that I've got left, actually.
What's impressing me is how well your deck is functioning even without item cards, because I've gotten the item lock off once I started attacking. And you didn't really play many item cards before I item locked you either, so it's pretty impressive to see how your deck's functioning. Once again, if I didn't have Pokédolls in play, you would be winning this game, but hey, that's the new card that Beheeyem gets access to, and it's really showing off its power in this game.
It certainly is. I'd only ever be doing 140, but usually that would be enough. I'll just knock out the Pokédoll for 0 prizes, and...
140 is enough to knock out every Pokemon in my deck, so that's respectable.
And I've been sitting here with these 2 great catches in my hand for the entire game. I just haven't been able to get rid of them.
That is pretty awkward. Alright, I'll bench Beheeyem, attach triple... Bench Elgium, bench Pokédoll. So that's my turn effectively done.
Jeez, well let's just have a look and see what my top... Oh, my top deck's a Cynthia, so you just keep going. I'm just going to play out my turn, and I'll see if I hit an energy, because then I might actually be able to play.
Just another Airmail, and then we'd use Florges. Oh, 2nd heads in a row, we get another Pokédoll back. And then I would just attack with the Beheeyem once again.
Yep.
Going down to 1 prize. And the fact that I got the item up there meant that you can't play Reset Stamp. And because you can't play Reset Stamp, I think that effectively guarantees I win because I've managed to find the Beheeyem and the triple.
So all I managed to get off of the Cynthia was that. So I just Lost March, knock out the thing, and then hope that you miss.
Yep, and I don't, so we'll go to the next game.
For 4 turns, so...
That's actually the first game where I've been able to properly chain Beheeyem every single turn. Usually I have to drop the lock for a turn here or there while I'm trying to thin my deck a bit more, but that was really lucky. I mean, obviously I had a couple slow turns at the start of the game, and you did as well, luckily for me. Otherwise that would have actually been close. But yeah, I was actually pretty impressed by the way both of those decks performed, considering you were doing well without items. I was able to consistently attack usually get Pokédoll into play even with those tails. Yeah, that was a promising game for both decks, I would say.
It certainly is. It gives you a lot of hope for these non-GX decks. Obviously, Malamar Giratina is still one of, if not the most powerful non-GX attacker in the format at the moment. But the idea that there's so many other options for non-GX decks that are floating around because of cards like Rosa means that there's going to be a little bit more variation than just the usual big tag team decks.
Well, yeah, Malamar decks have a lot of cool things they can do. They can spread damage around and slowly chip away, and because of that, they're really good against other non-GX decks. But what Malamar is lacking is one-hit KO potential. So if you first play Malamar against a tag team deck, it can often struggle to take those big knockouts, whereas these decks, well, not Beheeyem, but Beheeyem has a different win condition.
Yeah.
Lost March specifically has a lot of, I'd say, more potential against those big tag team decks than a lot of Malamar builds do.
Yeah, it certainly does. I had a mulligan there, Jordan, so if you've got a basic, you can grab yourself an extra card.
Just choosing who my opener was going to be, because this deck doesn't have like a super amazing opening Pokemon. Like whichever Pokemon you open actually just ends up getting sacked, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably the best opener is probably Pidgey, to be fair, because then you can at least attach the U-turn board to it and go into a Pokédoll on your first turn. I'd say that's probably the best one. Yeah, if you've got
access to those cards, then that's pretty strong. Otherwise, I really don't like the idea of sacrificing a Pidgey, because you know, I like my Pidgeys.
Yeah, well, you don't want to get rid of them.
Yeah, I've chosen to go with the Elgium start for this game, and I imagine you're going first.
I certainly am, so I will get started here. We're going to Netball in order to grab ourselves a Pokemon. We're going to get a little baby Hoppip.
This is already a better turn than last game.
It is, but it could potentially be equal to or worse than if I don't hit anything off of the Pokegear. If I get an Elm off of the Pokegear, then I'll actually be feeling pretty strong. But if I don't, then
your hand sounds identical to mine, then.
Yep, it's like it's okay.
My turn right now is going to be treasure, search for an Elgium, and then prey on Pokegear.
Well, like I'm sitting here considering like I'm gonna play Lost Blender just to draw an extra card.
Oh yeah.
So I'll put
That's fair enough.
I'll put a Jumpluff and a Pokemon Communication in, and then, well, hey, let's have a look at the top of your deck and see if you've got an Elm there.
Oh, I'm going to be really upset if there is.
No, that's a really good card that I'd really like to get rid of, but I can't. And then we'll Pokegear, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wouldn't you believe it? Doesn't get the Elm. This is really bad.
Uh-oh. That's why we're playing 4 Elm in this list, right? Because we were saying in our deck profile list that you can maybe play 3 Elm or 2 Elm, and that's going to be fine a lot of the time. But in a game like this, you really want to have just the highest chances of finding an Elm, or honestly just any supporter would be nice. But yeah, specifically an Elm would be good.
An Elm would be really strong, but I mean now there's nothing else that I can do, so it's your turn. I hope that you don't have a great turn.
Alright, well, it is a pretty good card. Not going to be useful to me anytime soon. But yeah, we're going to do exactly what I mentioned before. We're going to Mysterious Treasure, thin out a Pokemon, and then let's see if we find ourselves an Elm. Oh, I would have got it if... Why did I check, Mitch? I would have got it if I didn't play Treasure.
Stop checking, man.
I just had to know. I couldn't help myself.
You're falling into these bad habits, Jordan.
Alright, it's fine. I'm going to get it anyway. Watch this. This is going to be the most impressive Pokegear you've ever seen. I'm going to get all 4 Elms. Let's see it.
Really
look at that first
card. No!
Oh, I only got 1 Elm, but I did get like 4
every other
supporters,
supporter that you play in the deck.
I think it's the amount of supporters this deck plays. But that's kind of cool.
No.
Yep, we'll go ahead and play the Elm.
Let's just see what I'm top decking here. Let's just go to the next one, because it's just going to be the same game again. Let's just play another one.
Yeah, fair enough. May as well try and pretend that game doesn't exist and get an actual big one in.
Oh, it's so annoying. I had all of my Elms in deck as well. I just didn't hit.
It's really annoying as well, because like your Lost March list was like running really consistently in testing, right? You were getting like 200 damage turn 2 or 3 some games, and when we were
and that was testing
the other day.
That was testing with 2 Elms instead of 4. So I don't know what I've done to
maybe that's a sign.
I don't know what I've done to anger the Pokemon gods. Now that we're recording, suddenly it doesn't work, but that's all right.
Yeah, what was the earliest amount of damage you were able to pull off in the testing?
In one of the games, like we pushed it to see how far we could go, and I think the most was like 180 or 200, on turn 2.
On turn 2 or 3?
On turn 2.
Turn
so
2.
that was
You were like
a.
hitting tag team numbers.
So I hit like I think there was like a triple jump off turn 2 with a couple of Trumbeaks and a lost thing, and then yeah, that was really strong. And then the next turn we got there.
You don't need to set that up against this matchup. You don't need to get those turn 2 180 200 damage moves. Just a turn 2 80 damage. That's all you need, right?
80 damage is all I need. So well, not even that.
In this
60
case,
would be
40
great.
damage is all you need because I've opened Flabebe.
Look at this. We're playing an actual game.
Oh my gosh. And now I'm worried because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to.
It's happening. So I'm going to grab 2 Hoppips and a Skiploom, which is realistically all that I need to do here. Because as long as I get an energy attachment, I'm going to be able to do 40 damage if that Flabebe is in the active. So we'll keep that in my hand. I will attach to Old Mate down here. And
it's actually really interesting because a lot of people say like Lost March is a really good deck against GX decks because you can very easily swing the prize trade back into your favor. But you could make an argument that Beheeyem's a good comeback deck against other non-GX decks because you can offset the prize trade in a different way.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna end my turn there. I think I've got a couple of things I could have done. Just tell me if you drew a supporter off of that.
No, it was not a good card. It was a Florges.
Excellent.
Which is going straight back in the deck.
That's a goodbye, Florges.
And I'm going to get a Pidgey, so that next turn I can draw a card.
Excellent.
That's basically what's going on here. I'm going to bench another Flabebe because I don't expect the active to survive. And yeah, we'll pass it on to you.
No worries. Draw for turn. Okay. Well, now we're doing stuff. Now we're doing a red hot thing. So I'm going to Trumbeak. So let's have a look at that card. Yeah, no, you can keep that one.
Alrighty.
We'll attach another energy to the active. We'll Floral Path to the Sky. It's kind of annoying that I've had to use 2 grass energy, but, you know, that's fine. That's 60 damage as well.
I mean, you're going to be limited to 3 jump-offs this game, but that's probably fine.
It should be okay. And then I'll Cynthia. So we'll see if we can...
Seems like a respectable start.
Did
you have the Cynthia last turn as well?
Oh, I did, yeah. So I top-decked the Elm to get going.
Oh, you top-decked it.
Yeah.
Spicy.
So I got real lucky. I had Pokegear anyway, so I was going to use that. But...
Even Cynthia turn 1 is respectable.
Oh, yeah, exactly. I wouldn't have been upset with it. Let's see what we
I would have been
here.
okay with it, personally. Like, I would have loved a Cynthia.
Alright, so we've got ourselves... oh, this is actually interesting because I'm sitting here being like, I don't really care about the Natu and that I have, and I really don't care about the jump off either because I've already used all the energy, so I'm just going to blender them away.
Yeah.
Which is fine by me. And then, yeah, we're just going to Lost March, so we'll take the knockout. I took a prize. I'm very excited. I did 100 damage turn 1.
Respectable. It's a candy.
With a suboptimal start as well. It wasn't perfect.
So I actually kept a Florges in my hand because I had 2, so we actually get the Florges into play.
Oh, wow. I thought that was never going to happen.
I don't really have many item cards to take advantage of right now. I do have the Pidgeotto. I do have a Rosa, but I don't know if Rosa is going to be good for me here. I feel like I'm missing too many cards. So before I invest into playing Rosa, I'm going to see if I get something better off of Airmail. I didn't.
Yep.
I got one of the cards I would have considered getting with Rosa, I suppose. But yeah, we'll go ahead and play the Rosa. I think the Pokemon I have to get is going to be Ditto, because I'm just not in a strong enough position here to
go for anything else.
To go for anything else. And then the Trainer card is going to be... I feel like it's... As much as I want to get a supporter card, I think I have to get the U-turn board here to keep my Pidgeotto alive, because I do actually have a Pokedoll in hand. So I'm not really increasing my board by much potential this turn. I'm basically just having a Ditto in play.
But you are
so I'm not really achieving much this turn, but I'm not giving you anything to go with either.
You're giving yourself a chance to get the lock set up next turn, maybe, if you get lucky.
I've got the Florges ability I could activate, try and stack my top deck for next turn with a Pokemon Communication. because I do actually have just an Elgium in my hand, so that might not be a bad top deck to have. I could get like a Pidgeotto instead if I want to eat instead. But I think right now I'd rather top deck something that isn't Pokecom, so I'm actually just going to not use the ability and pass.
No worries. Okay, well, we've got ourselves an energy for Jumpluff, which is good. I'm going to play a couple of netballs now whilst I can.
Yep, that makes sense. There's every possibility that I could just randomly top deck a triple acceleration Angie and have access to
yeah, exactly.
an attack next time.
Like, it could just happen, so we'll get a Hoppip and another Grass energy. Then we're going to use Pokegear, because again, it could just happen. Like, you could just get it. So we'll Pokegear 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I've hit some stuff. What is
like,
most useful for me here?
In this matchup, I'd say, like, while you've got items, ideally try and stop as many different non-GX attackers as you can, because this is, like, as you we were saying earlier, ideally Lost March is a deck that only has to take like 3 or 4 knockouts, but you're playing against the one deck where you might have to take more than 6.
Yeah, exactly. So I need to set up a lot of attackers here. So I'm going to grab 2 Skiploom and Natu. I can evolve one of my Hoppips into Skiploom. I need to save one for next time. And then I'll Lost Floral Thingamajig to up to the sky or whatever. I think that's the name of the ability, to get another Jumpluff in play. So I've got the energy in hand. I've got 3 attackers here and I've got a Natu ready to go. I just need to find a Mina or be able to attach a counter gain and hope that you go in front, I guess.
Yeah, it's certainly possible that could happen at some point. I think you've also confirmed that you've got the. I think you've also confirmed you got the damage output to knock out all my Pokemon for the rest of the game.
Yes, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm doing 140. There's nothing that you can put in the active. Yes.
Alrighty. Let's see what happens. I've got an okay-ish board now, but no hands to work with. Oh, I top decked the Pokemon Communication anyway, even though I did.
Even though you specifically didn't want to.
Alright, well, I'll airmail once. Okay, I drew a triple if I want to attack this turn, but I also got a Rosa. So if I attack this turn, I'm just promoting like my Pidgeotto or my Florges and doing nothing. So I think I'm taking the Rosa instead, as much as I'd love to take that triple. The Rosa's at least going to help me set up my board a little better, so we can go ahead and play the Rosa.
Yeah, and it gives
I
you
think I'm going to be...
gives you a turn to get the Clefairy out as well if you choose to, or you can just grab another supporter, which you might need with 0 cards in hand. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Like, I definitely think I want to take a Pidgey here. I'm not sure if I want to take the Pokédoll or just like an Elm or a Cynthia or something. I do think that if I don't take the Pokédoll, then the Pidgey I search for just gets knocked out, right? So I think it is actually going to be worth going for the Pokédoll here just to keep my setup a little bit more alive. And obviously, the more I can deny prize cards from you, the better. So I can't complain about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Go ahead and grab those 2. I'll use Florges' ability because I've actually got a card in my discard I care about now. The Tails, that's alright. I didn't really want to top deck Pokédoll anyway, to be honest. And yeah, I think I'm just going to retreat into the Pokédoll and pass the turn.
No worries. Well, I'm going to start setting myself up over here. I'll attach to the Jumpluff. I'll evolve into Skiploom. Now, I won't use the ability because my 4th Jumpluff is prized, but I have a Mina, so I'll play the Mina and get an energy to attach to this Natu. So I've got all my attackers ready to go. It's just a matter of whether or not I can actually, you know, take prizes. That's the interesting bit.
Yeah, I'd say this, when you get a good setup like that, matchup's going to be very coin flip based. I think if I get like positive of 50% of flips on my Florges, then eventually if I manage to set up, I'm going to be able to deny you enough prize cards to win. But yeah, the 2 big questions are, am I going to be able to set up? And am I going to be able to flip enough coins to be able to deny you prize cards?
Exactly. Well, I'm just going to take the knockout. No prize for now. So that would have been 3. Yeah.
Oh, wow, I keep top decking triple energies. The deck really wants me to attack here.
It's like, just attack, Jordan. You can do it. Just attack.
I mean, if I get head tier and I'm able to airmail into another Pokédoll, I think I may as well. So we'll see what happens here. There's another tail, so it seems like no. I'll airmail anyway. Well, there's a Pokédoll here if I want to take it. That's funny.
Unbelievable.
Man, all these weird things are happening. I'm actually not going to take the Pokédoll here. As weird as that is, because I can take the Pokemon Communication, get myself another Pidgeotto,
Yeah.
and eventually, hopefully, find myself a supporter card. I know I'm being very greedy by not searching for supporter cards when I've had the opportunity to, but I really feel like I'd be in a too bad a position if I wasn't taking these Pokédolls and other cards instead to set myself up a bit. So I've got a semi-respectable board now. Just missing a supporter. I'll go for ML2. Well, it's an Elm, so I'll take that.
Yeah, it's better than nothing.
Go ahead and play the Elm, and I can start doing a couple things now. So I'm going to be able to declare an attack this turn. Yep, that's basically what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be taking double Elgyem, I think. And then probably just a Pokemon that I'm going to be sacrificing, because I don't have access to it all this turn, so we'll take the Mew as well. I'll shuffle up, and then I'll go ahead and... I've already flipped for Florges, so I'll just evolve, attach, bench Elgyem, bench Mew, retreat, and take my first knockout, raiding the Mew.
No worries.
And now my board is semi-respectable, I would say.
It's perfectly acceptable. So I'll draw for turn.
But I'm going to be 2 prizes behind, so we'll see if I can catch up.
It's actually really interesting that I managed to top deck Rosa there on the exact turn that you knocked me out, so I'm happy with that. I'll grab a Fairy Energy, I'll grab a Rosa, and...
that seems pretty convenient.
It's pretty decent. I'm going to grab Trumbeak as well, just simply to thin it out of the deck.
I'm going to try and mill a supporter.
Well, that would be great if I could get rid of something that might actually be helpful to you. So let's Trumbeak and we'll take a look. We'll attach that one there as well. My god, can you stop showing me triple energies, please?
Really? Is it another triple?
It's another one. Knockout. Kill me next turn, please.
I don't have a Beheeyem. Alright, well, we'll draw a triple energy. We'll airmail if I can find a Beheeyem, then that's kind of cool. Airmail again. There's another Elm. It's not going to get me a Beheeyem, though. Alright, so... Oh, I probably should have used Florges before I used the airmail there. I forgot about that. That's alright, we'll go for the airmail now. Sorry, the Florges now.
Yep, no, you would have got
finally
it as
get
well.
ahead, so I can grab myself one of my 2 Pokédolls back. I really should have used airmail into that Pokédoll there. That was a small error,
Bit of a
but that's
mistake,
okay.
that's okay.
I've got a cool supporter here, though. I'm going to be playing the Blues Tactics this turn.
Nice.
And I can also Pokemon Communication away this Elgyem, and
give me
I can
something like a
declare an
Mimikyu.
attack. Yeah, I could either declare an attack with Beheeyem or... yeah, I think it's probably worth declaring the attack here. I'd love to sacrifice one of my Pidgeottos, but I'll be able to draw a bunch of cards with blue next turn anyway, so it's not the end of the world.
Well, the thing that not doing the thing that attacking with what is it, Beheeyem here does is that means that the blue is going to stick, right? I cannot stamp you out of the 8 cards that you draw, so
Exactly.
even though you don't have an attack for next turn, you're going to give yourself the best chance to set up.
So we'll go ahead and attack. It's a little shaky. I'll promote the Pidgeotto, and then I will take a prize card, bring my hand size up to 2, and I'll get to draw 6 more cards. So this is really cool because it means I've got higher chances to draw into those Beheeyem pieces that I just shuffled back in.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to grab Trumbeak, Rosa, and a Fairy Energy, I think. Let me just have a look and see if there's actually the Rosa in there. And there is. Cool, no worries. So I just have to double check about my energy sitch. I'm fine for energy, so that's no problems.
That is good. I drew a pretty interesting hand up for that blues. We'll have to wait and see how it pans out.
Well, let's have a look at the triple energy on the top of your deck, please.
Let's do it.
Oh, damn. That wasn't a triple energy.
Am I keeping it?
You're keeping it. You can put it back.
Alrighty.
So we'll bench and then attach to the Cottony, and then we'll take another prize, Lost March.
Actually, wouldn't have disliked top decking a triple energy here. That's alright. So you've taken 3 prizes. So I'm going to need to start really chaining the Pokédolls consistently now. So this Florges flip seems pretty relevant. Let's go ahead and use it. It's heads. Nice. Take my Pokédoll back.
Yeah, that
so
does
all
seem...
4 are back in deck now, which is good. I'll ML to draw it, I imagine. Oh, look, it's a Pokédoll.
Unbelievable.
Actually, wait. Maybe I don't take the Pokédoll here.
Well,
I
it's
actually
an
think I
Elgyem,
take
right?
the Cynthia instead.
Oh, you top deck the Elgyem. My apologies.
Yeah, I've top decked the Elgyem, so I've got Elgyem, Pidgey, Elgyem, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
I've got the U-turn boards I can chuck down onto
your
the
board.
And then I think I'm happy to play the Cynthia. I actually had triple Beheeyem in hand there, which was kind of funny. So
Oh, wow.
I could have potentially held onto that hand and just taken the Pokédoll, but I didn't really have access to any more draw if I didn't take the Cynthia there, besides my one airmail. So I'll happily go for the Cynthia here. I've got a pretty good chance of finding a Pokédoll with all 4 in deck still, and we'll see what happens. 2, 3, 6 cards. What do we find? Oh, there's no Pokédoll here. This is real awkward.
I've got an opportunity to take some prizes.
That's quite a mess. I'm going to have to sacrifice an Elgium here, I believe. I've got 2 in play, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I'm going to have to be really, really careful for the rest of this game about where I put my Pokédolls. So yeah, that's going to be past turn.
No worries. We'll draw.
That one hurt a bit.
Now I can imagine. I've got 3 prizes left to take and 3 powered attackers, so happy with that. Let's poke again, see what we get going.
I do at least have all 4 Pokédolls in deck, so if I'm able to start drawing some good cards, I'll be able to deny you for quite a while, but will I be able to also... The real question.
So we'll take the Professor Realm and then use it, because I don't realistically need to do anything else. I think there's only 1 Pokemon left actually, so we'll just grab out the Cottony. I don't realistically need to do anything with him, just need to keep him. But yeah, this Skiploom's just sitting on my bench. I haven't been able to find the Jumpluff out of the prizes yet. I mean, sitting here holding this Cynthia in my hand, waiting to unprize this, Jumpluff. Hopefully I get it now. Lost March.
Well, yeah, you've got another chance here, unless it's one of those last 2 prizes.
And it's one of the last 2 prizes.
Fair enough. Alright, so this is going to be a potentially important turn. So I'm going to evolve to Beheeyem, attach the triple. I think I want to airmail now. That's a little awkward. That's okay. And then I'm going to have to play Professor Elm's Lecture. Which isn't actually too bad here.
I mean, it gives you another Pidgeotto, doesn't it?
It certainly does. That's the main reason I'm pretty happy to see it here. So I can grab those 3, and I'm really just hoping to find a Pokédoll off of this airmail.
Well, and the worst bit is that you've already put all of them back into your deck, so you can't even Florges for them.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's really important to find it rather than later on. So yeah, we'll go ahead and airmail a second time. Pokédoll, but I got a Cynthia. I've already used Elm. I think I'm going to have to give you another prize card.
Oh my cuteness.
And I'm going to have absolutely perfect draws for the rest of the game to come back now. The prize card I'm giving you is probably going to have to be this Ditto Prism, because I think I value the Elgiums being in deck more now that because I've got Mysterious Treasures. So I can use Florges still if there's any card I want to get back on top of my deck. The only items in my discard pile are Pokemon Communication and Rare Candy. And I'm already holding a Pokemon Communication, so I'm once again not going to activate that ability.
Sure thing.
I'm just going to retreat. And we'll take... Actually, how many cards are you holding?
I'm holding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
6. I may as well play Stamp here, I think.
Yeah,
I mean,
sure.
There's nothing you really need for the rest of the game anyway, so it doesn't hurt you too much. But I think this is turn to play it.
It gives you the best outs for me missing
we'll go
something.
ahead and attack with Beheeyem. Put the Ditto into the active. Take a prize. So I'm going to need to get like 3 back-to-back Beheeyems with Pokédolls to win this game. But my deck is starting to get a bit thinner now. I've got all the cards I need in deck to pull this off. So it's going to be a close finish still, I think.
It certainly will. Now, I've not got anything to do apart from to declare Lost March, so I'll declare it.
That seems fair.
And we'll see what happens.
See what happens indeed. Okay.
Also, Jumpluff is the last prize.
Good thing you've got enough attackers to finish the game off anyway.
Really annoying.
Alright, I'm going to start with Pokegear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll take the Cynthia here. I'll play a Shrine just because why not. And then play Cynthia.
Sure thing.
So I'm going to be looking for an Elgium, a Triple Acceleration Angie, and a Pokédoll. Basically, and a Beheeyem, of course, every turn of the game. Although if I get the Pokédoll, that's actually more important than hitting the
Yeah,
attack,
as long as you get the Pokédoll.
gives me an extra turn to set up. I'm surprised I haven't drawn one in a little while now. Keep drawing these triple energies and no Pokédolls. Alright, we got a Pokédoll. That's exciting. Not much else.
The game continues.
Yep, I'll airmail once. Take Cynthia, I suppose. Airmail again. That's a pretty decent card, so I can attack this turn, I believe. But I can't attack next turn. I still think that's worth doing, though. So I'll play Pokédoll. Evolve to Beheeyem. Attach triple. Anything I want to get back? Once again, I think it's mainly just fairly useless cards. I might flip just to get a Pokegear back into the deck just to increase my draws a little bit. Got Tails there, that's fine. That's probably the least important one for the rest of the game. Retreat into Beheeyem and go ahead and attack.
No worries.
So I need to declare only 2 more knockouts. I can't get one next. Oh, sorry, that's the wrong card. I'm not doing that.
Yeah, that's alright. I was about to say, that's strange. Well,
I just kept whiffing for so long that it was a natural habit for me to go into that.
The Skiploom is going to come active because I know that I'm never evolving it, so I'm going to attach a Grass Energy to it and then tackle for 30.
Tackle does 30?
Tackle does 30 damage on Skiploom.
Oh man, that's so unfair.
Yeah, bang. So that's all I'm doing.
Alright. Yeah, this game's basically just on me now to see how long I can keep this up. I just want to have a quick look at see if Brock is ever worth playing. I've got a Pidgeline, I've got 1 Elgyem. Probably not, I would say. Alright, so what support is going to be best for me to play here? I can play Blue, Cynthia, or Rosa right now. I've already got the Pokédoll on hand, which is good, so I think I'm probably just going to end up playing Rosa here. Get a couple cards out of my deck. We can get the Elgyem and a Mysterious Treasure, which I'll play, and we can discard the Brock, which I just said is not going to be too useful here. Get myself a second Elgyem, so my board's looking a bit better now.
Yeah.
I've got a Pokédoll in the discard now, so my Fortress Flip could actually be pretty useful here. Go ahead and give that one a roll right now. Tails, that's fine. Haven't used Airmail yet, so I'll use Airmail once. Take that. Second Airmail. Take. Oh, those are good. Those are both good cards.
Those are good cards.
I think the smarter one to take is going to be this one. There was a choice between a Pokédoll and a triple, like the 2 most important cards in the deck, basically.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I'm happy with this turn. Pass with a Pokédoll active.
Alright, no worries. Well, I'll draw.
This Skiploom's going to start sweeping me.
Okay, we got Lost Blender for 1. Okay,
Yep,
we got
you can actually play item cards now, so that's pretty good.
Because I just want to hit a reset stamp. I feel like if I can hit a reset stamp here, then I can
don't hit reset
cripple
stamp.
you enough that I might be able to make you miss for a turn. Like, I mean, you still
I've
get
got
to
all
flip
the
a
cards I
coin.
need next turn.
Yeah, no, I know you do. That's why I want to get rid of them.
It's almost as if I'm like using Pidgeotos and Florgesses to make my hand good.
Yeah, I know. It's unbelievable. So
I'm not
draw
confident
6.
enough in my Pidgeotto abilities to save me next turn if you stamp me. Like I could, but I don't feel confident.
Okay, well we're not quite there yet, but I will Pokegear. Maybe we can get
I've
ourselves
supported already,
4,
so
5,
I don't know if
6,
this can help
7.
you.
Well, all it's going to do is thin a card out.
That's still good.
I'll grab the Rosa. Now, I would be like, oh, I'll keep the Rosa because then I can search out the stamp. But you know what? If I ever play Rosa, I'm never playing stamp. So, let's not worry about that. Although, to be fair, I think that the Lost Blender is probably going to get rid of these 2 cards anyway. Is it a stamp?
Yep.
Oh, it wasn't a stamp.
No.
So they're lost.
I shouldn't be upset. I should be really happy.
You should be. So yeah,
I think I've got a really good chance to win now.
I'm just gonna tackle, and I think I'm gonna be it's gonna be too tough for me to come back.
So I basically just need to make sure my next turn is a good one, and if it is, close the game out. So I've got the 3 cards I need, as we already mentioned. I'm gonna play a Pokédeer, try and thin a card out of the deck, because you're not gonna be able to reset stamp me next turn. I know that for sure.
Yep.
So don't have to worry about holding on to those Pokégears. No supporter there I can take. That's fine. We'll go ahead and use 1 Airmail. Okay, that's not bad. We'll use Florges before I use the second one.
Sure.
See if I get a doll back. Oh, we got a heads.
And now that's game over. I don't think that I can actually come back from that.
Yeah, I think that's going to be putting myself in just too good a position to stay in this game. So we'll retreat. I mean, it's possible I could miss. I do need to find the triple. That's going to be the hard part. So my support for turn is actually going to be the blue here. I'll evolve to this Beheeyem. And then we'll attack, promoting this, and I'll get to draw 4 cards. So it basically comes down to, do I find the triple energy 6 or 10, whatever it is, cards.
No
there
worries.
it is, the reset stamp, the card that would have probably won the game.
Well, I'm going to grab it now, because if you miss, then maybe I can play it.
Yep, if you miss, then you get to play the reset stamp, then all of a sudden you probably win. Unless I keep flipping heads over and over.
Old Trumbeak as well, might as well thin that out of the deck.
Alright, I better actually draw my,
draw
my
your
cards
hand
first. Then. So 4 from blue, and then you get to snipe this one.
No, I do not. That would be nice to snipe, though.
Is it a triple? Did I just win the game?
No, it's not a triple. You didn't just win the game.
I haven't actually looked at the 4 cards I drew yet. Oh, okay, we're fine.
Yeah, I knock you out, and then you've probably got it in your hand.
Yep, so I managed to get 2 off of the...
there you go.
I think I had all 4 in deck, so...
That was an infinitely better game. And let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I was actually doing 220 towards the end there, and I didn't even set
Once
up
again, I think that's a deck where you would have won that game against all. But
yeah, if I was playing against
a deck that's got a whole bunch of Pokedolls, and I had a bit of a rough start throughout most of that game, but it really proves the power of that Pokedoll Florges combination. You can really come back in games that you almost have no right to win, just because eventually, if you're lucky enough, you can stop your opponent from taking prizes forever.
Yeah, I think that Rosa really makes Lost March just that little bit stronger. But hey, Beheeyem's still pretty good too, so 2 very interesting non-GX options if you're looking for something a little out of the box for Cosmic Eclipse.
Yeah, watching you play those Roses back-to-back in Lost March was, even though you weren't able to get items, you're able to make such efficient use of the Roses. I mean, my deck uses Rosa decently well as well, but I don't think it's anywhere near the level as the Lost March Rosa combo.
Yeah, it seems pretty strong. But hey, thanks Jordan for playing this one with me.
Not a problem.
And thanks everyone for sticking around. If you like the content, consider subscribing by clicking the sable eye in the middle of the screen. On the left hand side we have some videos that YouTube thinks you'll like, and on the right we have our Cosmic Eclipse playlist to see more matchups and deck profiles. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter at @thesableeyes_YT, and we'll see you all next time for more from the Sable Eyes. Bye!